Well, a new event calls for an explanation. There are a lot of things to know, and of course, I'm going to explain everything to you because we didn't really know about this event beforehand. And I'm going to explain the whole process to you, how it happened, etc. There are a lot of things to know, and especially a lot of history. I swear the event just happened, and I see super nice comments like, thank you for everything. I'm just thinking, what is this craziness? So, when you log into Brawl Stars, you see this famous event, a Brawl lifestyle community event, and there's a little icon that's brand new. It's this one on the left. There you can see we need 6 wins per day. So we have rewards, you can see the chaos star drops, etc. So a certain objective, we have 22 hours to do it. That's for day 1. We also have a social task, say something nice to a Brawl Stars creator. So you see why there are so many nice messages? It's cool. But as a creator, what should I do? Should I just say, Periado, you're really handsome to get my chaos star drops? Let me explain. Before I explain, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and use code Periado. Brawl Stars keeps adding events, which is great. The hype has been building up for many months now. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the video and let's get started. First of all, like every day, don't forget to go to the Supercell store. There are some free little things for you. That's always nice. Yesterday, we got some blinks. As usual, I didn't refresh the page. But today, for example, we have some gold. So these are small rewards. You never know. Every time we add them up. Remember to claim your items from the Supercell store. It's always helpful. I think it'll be promoted during the event and will likely have some items available. On the Brawl Stars account, of course, we have the video about the event that we're going to explain. You can see they put a little heart. It was a little teaser. Brawl Stars alive. So we understand that alive means being alive. That's the connection with the heart. But that's not all. There are still plenty of other things to explain. Before we really get into the topic of the events, let's go over everything that's happening. For example, Maisie's skin has been released for those who want it. And what's pretty funny about this skin is that you can actually see Trunk's environment. Some people might say, is this a little teaser for his trio? Well, I'm sorry, because Trunk already has a trio with Cordelis and Lily. So no, it's not related to that. But as we know now with the timeline, we know there's going to be an event. And we know that Trunk has a skin with Clash Royale in particular, and that's been kind of confirmed. Trunk, the Clash Royale skin, should be released with that event. So maybe it was a little teaser. And on top of that, the image looks pretty cool. You can see some little frogs, why not? And lots of little bees, etc. Checklist. Identify main ideas and remove redundancy. Keep proper names. Maintain speaker perspective. Ensure grammatical accuracy. Shorten text. Keep this environment in mind. You never know. We might get small skins or items resembling brawlers. Everything fits with brawlers. I mentioned before that official Brawl Stars plushies are coming out. It's been confirmed, and here's what they look like. The Squeak plushie looks especially cool. Kit has a bit of a special face, let's say. Poco, well, it looks like he's been knocked around a bit, I think. But overall, the plushies look really cool. Squeak might be the nicest one. They're coming out April 17th. At least now you know, since I mentioned it a few days ago. Before discussing the event, remember there are still a few things to check out. Last time, I mentioned the famous book. I don't know if you remember, it was this book right here. If I'm mentioning it before the event, it's simply because there's a connection. Since the title of the book, as you can see, says Metal Earth. Never mind my English, okay? I know people will comment that I'm not a native English speaker or can't speak English. Actually, I can, but my skills are limited. We'll be fine, I'm sure. Don't leave me all alone, please. But anyway, there's a word we're interested in, and that's the word heart. And on top of that, we've learned about Damien, who is the 102nd brawler. And that's not all, because Brawl Stars sent another package. I'll hide my address and show it to you directly. So, just so you know, we received 2 packages. One package included the famous book and a special die. I unboxed it. Watch the video if you haven't yet. We covered everything, including its history. And another package where, indeed, there's something inside. Unfortunately, this package was supposed to be shown much later. There were leaks, and that's why we can show it now. At least now you know a bit of the story and why I couldn't show it to you earlier, even though some people saw it. But normally, no. When Brawl Stars sends us packages, they tell us, yes, you can show the package starting from a certain date. That's exactly to avoid leaks and to keep some surprises and so on, and keep the hype going. Well, that didn't completely hold up. But anyway, here we are. We received a kind of poster, and we can see Damien, who looks like this. We can also see his trio with Draco and Lumi. Lumi and Damien, there you go, with big dragon wings. Honestly, the poster is pretty badass. Well, I haven't put it up or anything, but at least we get to see Damien's face, what he actually looks like. That's really the most interesting part for you. That's mainly why I came back to it. It's definitely something interesting to know. So that's really what his face looks like. At least I'm not moving all over the place and you can see him clearly. Feel free to say what you think about it. So that's the 102nd brawler. We're absolutely sure about it. Obviously, normally there are supposed to be 2 brawlers during the Brawl Talk, so we don't know who the 103rd brawler is, at least not for now. But so, that confirms that Dexter and Dorian, then these 2 people, this one and this one. So, his name is Dorian, and his is Dexter, and they are indeed the brothers of Damien, who is this one, and Draco, who is that one. You can see they all have names starting with a D. We don't know if they'll show up, but I doubt it since the Madville Manor trio is finished. there are the 3 brawlers. So will they start another trio? I want to say, yeah, it's not impossible either. And so Dorian and Dexter are Damien's older brothers. We don't know which one of the 2 is older, but anyway, they're the oldest, those 2. Then we have Damien, who is the 3rd brother, who's a bit younger. Draco, the youngest, is much younger, and you can see that little dinosaur plush. If we're summing up what's going to happen in the next Brawl Talk, we know the catalog is getting a complete rework. We know blinks are going to change. Will there be a collab? I'd say we do have a small event. We need to see how that event shapes up, since we might get little hints and so on. It could be interesting to see. We're going to get a new skin for the Brawl Cup. It's very likely, actually, since the Brawl Cup takes place in May. And you know, every time we get a skin to help fund, let's say, the event, but also the Pro Pass helps fund it too. I can't wait to see what the skin looks like if there is one. 2 brawlers, same thing, we're sure it's 1 each month. Knowing that we know Damien directly. As for the 6 buffies, indeed, there's a strong chance it's this one. Edgar, be careful, there's less of a chance. So, this trio, there's just a little less chance than this one. This one, let's say, is really the most likely trio. Some buffies are included. You can see the themes, but we won't go into detail since nothing is certain. You have an idea of the likely themes. Will records change? I don't think so. Ranked might change slightly, so be careful. It's unclear if these changes will be in this Brawl Talk, but we can suggest it. It could happen during this Brawl Talk. The main big changes with the catalog and blinks. That's already significant, so I doubt ranked will be added. More hypercharges are expected, and we've discussed the changes for Brazil. Because for minors, Brawl Stars is now considered an 18+ game there, so more changes are expected. But I'm curious whether there'll be a collab with Brawl Stars, especially since it says My Hero Academia. He probably chose something like that at random, but it's likely. It's been a while since our last collab, and Brawl Stars wants to do one too. Now, let's get to what really interests us. Brawl Star yesterday, they posted this. A little heart like that, we know something is going to happen, but we don't know what it's about. However, there was actually a somewhat random person who said, new button, event launched by Supercell a few hours ago. Community event tomorrow, probably. You can see it was April 13th, so that was yesterday at the end of the day. And you could see this thing there, like Brawl Alive. It was on a kind of modded thing, etc. Basically like some kind of hacker. The whole thing was a bit weird. There were leaks about a tab possibly tied to Brawl Alive all happening last night. I didn't mention it then because I was busy and planned to make a video. Now that we know more, I'm discussing it. But now you have some idea what this is about and how it happened. And the most interesting thing in all this is why suddenly the idea of a collab with Aura de Aventura came to my mind. What really interests me is that all the community managers replied to that famous comment, an apple, a coffin, a crown. Will this actually be connected to the event? There's a good chance. Honestly, it's more related to Snow White. Indeed, a queen, an apple, a coffin, she's dead. But to tell you, there are still quite a few things. A collab with Death Note. Death Note, a lot of people are saying that. There you go, it's still pretty interesting. An apple, the crown of the Ice King. It's possible that it's about Jake's death. Honestly, you see, there are quite a few little things about it. So, could it be Disney? Death Note? There are many things, but I'll let you suggest them all. Your theories are interesting. Then Brawl Stars posted this famous video. Get a free Buffus, the Royal Trunk skin and more. That's why we need to keep Brawl Stars alive. So they released this famous video a few hours ago. He was so young. And actually we understand that Danny is dead, but he was resurrected. They tell us everything Brawl Stars will offer, but we need to keep Brawl Stars alive for that to happen. That's why there are so many comments everywhere. You must complete your 6 daily wins each day. That's basic. We have rewards, but now it's crucial. We have to keep Brawl Stars alive, and that's why you have to do it at all costs. The more people do it, the better the rewards will be, so the more things we'll get. However, they tell us very clearly this is the most difficult community event they've ever done, and to get the best rewards, you have to tell everyone to get those 6 wins. It's super important. The more people there are, the better the rewards will be. Now, they're giving us some additional information. So, here's how it's going to happen. And this is really interesting because you can actually see these Death Note notebooks. You can see them very clearly. The famous notebook. Some had already predicted the famous collaborations, including Death Note and so on. Is that really it? It's super interesting. Every day you have to open the game and get your 6 wins to start working on the objective. For now, it's pretty easy. You need many victories, which is tough. It's a community effort like always, and there are monthly events. Participating is important to see those well-known screens, and the more people who join, the better. So if there are 20 million people, 23 and 27 million, the more people who join, the more rewards we earn. Right now, it's only Chaos Star drops, but new rewards will come daily. The event runs for several days, so stay involved. Because, well, yes, we can see all the rewards for the next 10 days, so actually, it's until April 24th we have Chaos Star drops, Power Points, Gems, and the gold skin. Puffies, Omega boxes. so that's for cosmetics. Blinks, since we have the update, that's really cool. XP and Chaos Star drops. I also feel like all the rewards seem to be in order according to the dates. For example, today is the first day we have Chaos Star drops, so that means tomorrow we'll probably have power points. You understand the order of importance, which is great. That's why it's important even for free-to-play players. Plus, these rewards are always free, whether you buy or not. It's important to do it. Another thing, they tell us very clearly that during the event, each time the last reward will be 2 extra Chaos Star drops. That's why we need to get our 6 daily wins. And you can clearly see the little reference to Snow White. There's the apple too, and so on. He's going to die again. He died with Death Note and the apple. There are many details like that. Are these just fun references or hints at a collaboration? That's what interests us, and I'm eager to find out. There are other missions too. So for example, that's why there are a lot of really nice comments. You can tell anyone, any creator, just do this for me. So no matter the social network, I'll explain to you right after. But you leave a little message like that, and especially with the right hashtag, you just need to tag the person. So exactly like we can see here, Periado, etc. That's it, you just need to do this. A lot of people are already doing it to get extra rewards. It's super important, like a specific Brawl Stars video on YouTube, so it doesn't matter. You go to my videos like this one, you like it, those are quests you can do. Ask a random celebrity to play Brawl Stars, even if the person doesn't play with you, it's a quest to do. There will be plenty of similar quests like this. It's super cool for creators too. If there are quests, enter the creator code Periado, that would be great. So feel free to check it out. Each time, these are quests specifically on social media. And that's what's important. You can see, you just have to do things like that. Reach 10,000 comments and similar goals. These are all pretty easy. Here, you just have to leave a comment on my YouTube channel or wherever I want to tell you, especially with the right hashtag. That's all. Don't forget to do it. This video is also for that. Other videos will be made for you to leave comments, so don't hesitate. Interestingly, everyone who does this automatically joins a GM contest, and each day we take the list of players who completed the task. Brosat will contact you on the social network, and each day, one lucky winner gets 100,000 GM for free. It's a win. You get rewards like that for free. Anyway, you have plenty of quests. Each time I'll keep you updated on these quests and what you need to do. So don't hesitate. At least now you know a bit about all this. How do they know if you actually commented, etc.? It's simple. They count how many people used hashtags since it's a community event. They won't single you out. But if you want to help Brossard get the maximum rewards, you absolutely have to put that. Basically, your comment doesn't really matter. It's all the comments together. So actually, it counts for all the comments. And just because you leave a comment doesn't mean you'll get the reward. You'll just participate in the drawing to win the 100,000 prize. I hope you understood that. Anyway, for the rest, I'll let you read it if you want. But it's very important then to leave comments. That's the essential thing. We'll have quests like this daily, which is what matters. There are other things too, so let's discuss them. You probably guessed it, but of course there are hidden things, new things spotted in the video for the Keep Bro Live community event. We can see some possible changes coming in the next update. For example, we have goal lines like this. Will they be useful or not? We don't really know for now, but there are new lines. Really interesting lines. Also, there are new pads like this. You know, normally the pads are just green. Here, the color is a bit different. There's a new logo for the shop. You can see it's a bit more purple. Of course, that's because of the rework. And above all, we can see that there's a new prestige color. I think there will be some small changes to make it a bit clearer. I can't wait to see what they'll do with prestiges since it's been changed. In my opinion, it's just a color change to make things a bit more understandable, let's say. Anyway, we don't really know much. In any case, all these things have changed. Among other things, we actually have a new boss, Griff the Dragon. Just to remind you, when it comes to the combo on Griff, it's very important you use Ziggy, and above all, you're going to teleport. So you need the right gadget. You're going to teleport to the other side, and you take those famous crates. After that, everything is done from a distance, and one person in particular handles it. Barry, specifically for healing. And as you can see, you only have throwers, then you just spam like this. Anyway, that's the quick technique. Thanks to Dry Bananan who made this video, and it explains everything really well. At least now you know, it's important to do all this, and especially in the right order. That's especially why Barry and Dynamic died right at the start, so they could be automatically teleported by Barry since he's the only one left. So with the spawn, it teleports like that. At least now you have the technique too. There's also Esports. It's incredible everything that's happened. Right now, that's the ranking. We can see that Team Heretics are in 3rd place, but especially Big Talent performed well. Just like Madrid, I want to say, who moved up to 7th place, and they're ahead of SK, Novo Esport. Anyway, some really big teams. It was crazy. Sorry to those who followed the predictions. It was all over the place, but I don't think anyone could have predicted it. There was so little success. So a few teams have qualified for the Brawl Cup. For us in Europe, it's Futisport. Of course, they won. They're so strong with Guesty who joined them. Humble came in 2nd. We see Crazy Raccoon, Zeta, and other teams with the rest coming later in the week. I'll share my predictions again, though it should have been easier. And I want to say normally, And of course, all the tickets for the Brawl Cup are sold out. It's happening in Germany. It's going to be something to see. It's from May 15th to 17th. Anyway, there's a little skin. There will definitely be some rewards. I'll try to do a live stream at the same time. That way, you'll get all the rewards. But well, that's a long time from now. It's in a month. What interests us and why I'm showing you esports is especially to see the team compositions. It shows which brawlers are currently overpowered and which ones to avoid. But it also lets us get a bit of insight into the draft. And it's super interesting for players. For example, we can see what was picked in Europe. We have 22 different drafts. And for the most played brawlers, we can see Pierce, Otis, Sumidor, Penny, Clancy. Obviously, with his rework, he has gone up a lot. And Stu. Of course, these are the most played brawlers, but the most overpowered ones are also banned. And we can see the most banned ones were Mortis, Sirius, Crow, Leon, Clancy, Chester. Anyway, you understand that all these brawlers I just mentioned are currently the strongest brawlers in Brawl Stars. Especially the most banned ones, those are the most OP. In East Asia, that's even more confirmed. We can still see some other brawlers. RT is making an appearance. Otherwise, the most played brawlers are still Chester, Nita, Midor, Spike, RT, and Otis. So we still have a few brawlers that are similar. And for the most banned ones, this time it's Clancy, but there's also Sirius. There's Pierce, EMZ. Anyway, you can see Crow and Leon. It's always the same brawlers, especially those who got buffs. Clancy in particular has made a comeback and is really overpowered now. I didn't expect him to be this strong. You can see which brawlers are most overpowered. Anyway, as for the results, it was really something unexpected. Especially that Humble lost 3-0 to Big Talent. And Big Talent won 3-0 against Navy right after, making it all the way to the finals. Unfortunately, they lost, but their run was still pretty impressive. The same goes for Madrid. I'm happy because there are French players on both Big Talent and Madrid putting us in the spotlight. They still beat Team Heretics 3-1. Unfortunately, they got Fut and Fut. They're unbeatable. But that's huge, and by the way, I find it pretty interesting because we can actually talk about it in the next Brawl Talk. For example, you can see in esports there are global bans. Before doing all the bans and so on, there are bans by both teams. For example, Ziggy, Leon, Mortis, and Crow were banned. Then come the bans we're used to seeing in ranked like Clancy, Sirius, and Finks. So Finks, Penny, and UMZ. Those are the classic team bans. But there are global bans in the match that were done beforehand. And I think it could happen to have more bans specifically in ranked. It's quite likely that this could happen in the next Brawl Talk. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you next time, guys. As usual, use code Periado. Thank you for all your comments. It's always nice to know you're thinking of me too. And I'll see you next time. Bye.